This video is brought to you by Alienware, featuring NVIDIA GeForce GTX. Start gaming.
Hey guys, Jack here, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to record PC games at 1080p and 60 FPS with no performance hit, and the software is completely free. I've had a lot of people requesting that I make an updated version of this and show them what I'm using nowadays. I used to use DxTory, but now I've dropped that, and I've been using this new solution for about 4 months now, and it gives me almost lossless quality at 60 FPS and multiple audio tracks. And as you saw at the start of the video, this one is sponsored by Alienware. If you want to, you can check out my recent video on the Alpha R2 system by clicking on the annotation on the screen, and there's plenty more information on that too in the description below. I'll also be giving away an Alienware Aurora PC system in my next sponsored video with them, so look out for that very soon. So then, recording. We're going to be using a program called OBS Studio to do this, and I'll be giving you a step-by-step guide. If you want to set it up exactly the way I have it, follow along, and I'd recommend having a modern i5 or i7 processor, and you need an NVIDIA GPU to do it the way I do it, as we'll be using the onboard GPU H.264 encoder. That's really important, and that's the reason that you can record at high quality without performance loss. And to my knowledge, if you've got a GeForce 6 series card or above, you should have this on your graphics card. So AMD users, I'm very sorry this tutorial isn't for you, but this is how I personally record all of my stuff for YouTube now. I'm also running Windows 10 64-bit. Without further ado, let's get stuck in with the method. Right, so the first thing you need to do is open up your web browser and search OBS. And this link is going to come up, obsproject.com. Click on that, and over here where it says Get OBS Studio, we want to click here where it says Windows 7, 8 and 10. Get that, download it. Once it's downloaded, we'll install it. It's not a very big file, as you can see, and it'll probably take you like 30 to 40 seconds to download it. And this is completely free, no payment is required, and this program is probably the best that I've been using for a few months now, and I definitely recommend it. Once it's downloaded, we're going to go ahead and install it. Very simple. You can install it wherever you like, and once it's done, we're going to run it and configure a few things. Okay, so once you've loaded OBS Studio up, you're going to see this black screen, and I want you to go to Settings. Now go to the Video tab, and we're going to set the resolution and frame rate that we'll be recording at here. Make sure that the base canvas resolution is 1920 by 1080. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you want to record at 1080p and 60 FPS. You can record using OBS at 1440p and 4K. I've done that in the past with good results, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to stick with 1920 by 1080. Change the output scaled resolution to 1920 by 1080, change the filter to Lanczos, that's the best quality, and change the common FPS value to 60, and then make sure you press apply. Okay, next we need to set up our audio, so go to the Audio tab, and in here we'll tell OBS which audio devices to use. By default it will pick up your default devices anyway, but I like to set them just in case. Most people will be using speakers, high definition audio for their speakers, and also for their microphone you'll have to select whatever you have. I've got a Rode NT USB mic, but you can select whatever you have there. Make sure you've done that and then click apply, and then we're going to click OK and go back to the main screen and click on the mixer here. This is the audio tracks that you've got selected at the moment. We've got your microphone here and we've got your desktop audio here, and for recording we can select 4 different tracks. To set it up for just your microphone and desktop on separate tracks, you're going to want to do it like this. Untick all of them apart from microphone in track 1 and desktop audio in track 2. So track 2 is only recording your desktop and track 1 is only recording your microphone. That's done. Exit out and go back into settings. Now we need to go to the output tab and change the output mode to advanced, and that's going to open up a load of different options that we can configure, and we need to. Ignore the streaming tab because this is a recording video, so click on the recording tab. The recording path is where your video is saved to. You can put this to wherever you want, but I'd recommend that you're recording to a fast hard drive and select one that's different to where your games are installed. Change the recording format to MP4, and here's the audio tracks that we were just talking about. One is already selected, so that's your microphone, and we need to select 2 because that's your desktop audio. So that means that we're going to have microphone and desktop audio on separate tracks. In encoder, we want to change this to NVENC H.264. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, you will need an NVIDIA GPU with this enabled to select this. And this is great because it means that instead of using your CPU to render and record the video, we'll be using the dedicated chip that's on the NVIDIA GPUs to do that. And it means that we can record at high quality, high FPS with very little performance hit to the system. You can rescale the output if you want to, but we've already done that and we're recording at 1080, so we don't need to do anything there. Now, as for the codec settings, there's two different ones that we can use. The one I use is CQP, and I use a value of around 18, and that's going to give me almost lossless quality at 1080p and 60 FPS, and it looks really good. The file sizes will be a bit bigger, but if you've got more hard drive space, the quality is definitely worth it. If you want something that's a bit smaller in file size, I'd recommend CBR and using a value of 50,000. That looks great for 1080p and 60 FPS and will give you smaller files still with good quality. But if you want to copy what I'm using, go for CQP and a value of 18 and leave everything else at the defaults. Once that's done, click apply and OK, and we're going to go back to this screen. So how do we pick up the games? Well, it's very simple. All you've got to do is right click in sources, add, and game capture. That will pop up a box. You can call that whatever you like. I just leave it as game capture. Click OK. And we want to make sure that capture any full screen application is ticked. There's a few other options here, but I just leave them all at default and then click OK. So this means that whenever you load a full screen game, it's going to pick it up and you'll be able to record it straight away by clicking start recording. If you want to, you can also go into the settings and set a hotkey for recording. In my case, I like to use F9 for start and stop recording. Click apply, OK, and that means if I press F9, it's going to start recording, and if I press F9 again, it's going to stop recording. Nice and easy. Okay, now I'm going to load up some Overwatch, record a little video and show you exactly what the quality is like. So I'm going to go to Battle.net and I'm going to click play and launch the game. Now when you've loaded the game, you should see it in the preview for OBS, and ideally you want to have this on another monitor so you can make sure that the game's being picked up correctly and recorded. If it's not full screen like here, all you've got to do is right click on game capture, go to transform and then click on fit to screen, and that will make it full 1080p and full screen. And now all you've got to do is click start recording or press F9 if you've set a hotkey up like I just showed you, and play the game, and it will record at 1080p 60 FPS, and I'll show you that on the screen now so you can see exactly what the quality is like. Remember that YouTube does actually compress the video, but trust me, if you use these settings that I just showed you, it's almost lossless quality and it looks absolutely fantastic. And when you want to stop recording, all you have to do is press F9 again or tab out, go back to OBS and click stop recording. And now all you've got to do is go to where you recorded the video, open it up and check it out. And as you can see there, we've got 1080p, it's almost lossless quality at a smooth 60 FPS. It looks great and there's no drop frames, absolutely fantastic. So now I've just opened up the video in Sony Vegas to prove to you that we've got two separate audio tracks here. This one is my microphone and that's me talking from earlier, if you just want to have a quick listen. Just showed you it's almost so there's me from earlier, and this here is actually the in-game. So we've got two separate tracks and these can be edited individually. You can adjust the volumes on either of them and mess around with them. Brilliant. And just for your reference, that file we recorded there was 1 minute and 33 seconds long and only 241 megabytes in size. So that's the basic 1080p 60 FPS recording method. What if you want to use multiple audio tracks? So that means that you've got your microphone, your game and TeamSpeak on different tracks and you can edit them individually. Well, I'll show you just quickly how to do that now. Okay, so multiple audio. I'm going to show you how to set this up real quick and show you how to record with it in OBS Studio. So I've just plugged in my USB mix amp. I have an Astro mix amp and that actually uses USB audio and optical audio. So that's two separate tracks. And as you can see here in my audio devices, I've got digital audio, that's the optical, that's my game sound, and I also use the USB audio here that's separate for TeamSpeak and Skype or Discord, whatever I'm using. So if you go to TeamSpeak or whatever you have, make sure in your settings and options you set the playback device to something other than the default audio device. So I've got USB for TeamSpeak and I've got optical audio for my game. So how do we set that up in OBS then? Well, first thing we need to do is go back into the settings and go to the audio devices. We need to select the desktop audio device as the digital audio, that's the optical, and desktop audio device 2 as the USB speakers. We can leave the microphone the same and click apply, and as you can see now, we've got another audio device here. So that's the game audio and that's the TeamSpeak audio. Now we need to go back into the mixer. And this is how you want to have it set up. So we've got 3 separate devices here on 3 separate tracks. So microphone is on track 1 only, desktop audio is on track 2 only, and desktop audio 2, which is the new one we've just added, that's TeamSpeak, we've got that only on track 3. So 3 separate devices, 3 separate tracks. Very easy. Exit out of that and then go into the settings again, go to output, recording, and here we want to make sure that track number 3 is ticked because we've literally just added that as the TeamSpeak audio. So now we've got microphone, we've got desktop audio, which is the game, and we've got TeamSpeak audio, which is 3. Click apply and then OK. So now I'm just going to quickly demonstrate that this has worked and show you what it looks like again in Sony Vegas. I'm going to start recording a file there. You can see my microphone is going. You can see the game is going because it's picking it up. I'm going to go on TeamSpeak, I'm going to connect to a server, and I'm going to jump in a room and just ask them to say a few things. So here we go. Hey guys, can you just say a few things, please?
Yeah, sure. Shall I, what wheel did you get?
The Logitech G920.
Oh, cool. That's the one that Hunter's got.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. That's great, guys. Thank you. Going to disconnect there. I'm going to stop recording, and then I'm going to load Sony Vegas back up. We're going to delete the original file we had because that only had the game audio and the microphone. I'm going to open the file that we just recorded, which is this one here. And as you can see, this is really cool. We've got 3 separate tracks now. This one here is the microphone, if you listen. The game is going because it's picking it up. This one down here is TeamSpeak.
Shall I, what wheel did you get?
The Logitech.
And this one here is the game. So if I just turn the volume down on these and you guys listen, that's just the game separately on its own. You can turn the volume up as well. I actually turned it down because I wanted to hear TeamSpeak, but there you go. So now we've got TeamSpeak, my microphone, and game on completely separate tracks, and this is very useful because it means that you can remove clips, you can edit volumes individually. It just gives you, as an editor, just so much more freedom with creating something cool, whether it's a montage or whether you're moving voice clips around or you want to record stuff separately. Multiple audio tracks is great, and you can now do that with OBS Studio. So I definitely recommend it. It's a completely free program. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, and this, like I said, is what I've been using for the past few months. I'm not using DxTory anymore. I'm not using Fraps or Shadowplay on its own, but I am using OBS Studio with the Shadowplay codec, and it means that I'm getting barely any FPS drop when I'm recording at 1440p and 60 FPS. I'm probably losing like 3 to 5 frames per second depending on the game, which is incredible. And I can do multiple audio, and the file size is pretty good as well. The quality is fantastic. So that's what I'm using now, and I wanted to give you guys an update on it and just show you exactly how it's done in the simplest fashion. It is really quite simple. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. If you didn't like it, a thumbs down, and I'll see you in the next one.